Yo. We're gonna start doing a lot of videos like this, man. A lot of videos in which I go through I just pop up on OBS. I don't set up my camera or anything like that. It's just straight up webcam. And you see in the screen and you see in myself. Maybe some YouTube comments, maybe some Twitter comments, whatever. This stuff is good. But I posted something on my community wall. I post things on my community wall all the time. But hold on, before I get there, let me say something real quick. It has to do with this video, but it doesn't at the same time. If I have not said something as a content creator that's gonna either piss you off, something that you're gonna disagree with, if I haven't got to you yet, trust me, I will get to you. The source of sort of where this video comes from, right, it comes from an approach that a lot of individuals think that my job was to cater to their specific demographic in terms of approach, in terms of expectation for video content and for narrative, for just approach in general to life, politics, social, subculture, what have you. That's not how this works. This channel has been live since 2007, since I was a teenager. It's changing certainly in material, but this has just been a platform that I've utilized. I've said this in my 100,000 subscriber video. It's a platform that I've utilized so I don't have to have an off switch and I can get some material to the people. So granted, there are subcultures that are specific to me, and my channel has obviously leaned that way. Certainly recent years, comics, something that I've grown up on, I've loved, some gaming stuff, but the political, the social commentary, stuff like that. All of that's here. I don't split my channels because that's not necessary. And I'll never do that because this is just me. This is Young Ripper 5'9's channel. It's Eric July's channel, right? So I'm gonna inevitably say something that you may disagree with, and I may inevitably post some content that you might not even be interested in. That's just how this channel works, right? But if I haven't gotten to you in terms of something that you maybe disagree with, trust me, I'll get to you. I will get to you, trust me. But no. So I recently posted something, threw a lot of people off on my Twitter, my YouTube. Posted this on my community wall. Now, I've mentioned this before. Alexandra Shipp, as well as Halle Berry, they have not been accurate depictions of Storm. Simple as that. They have not been accurate depictions of Storm. It's not just in the ways of, and some of that's not their fault. I don't think Storm has been done right. She's not been shown as this powerful Omega level really character yet. But I'm just saying this is part of it. And this was something that I've always made note of. I mentioned this in previous videos long before even Alexandra Shipp had her little weird comments about Storm. Storm is mixed with African American. It's not mixed. She's not mixed. Hold on. Let me backpedal. She's not mixed. She's not mixed. Nonsense of race. But her father's African American, and her mother is just straight from Africa in terms of her Kenyan lineage. But that's why she's a darker skinned brown person, because of that. She's not high yellow. She's not mixed with white like the actors are that have played her. And some people took offense to this. Now, where this comes from is that I'm consistent on this matter of racial changes and them being unnecessary. There's no shortage of actresses that are black, that are darker skinned, brown, black actors and actresses. There's no shortage. Trust me on this. And I've talked about race changes going from white to black when we talk about live action depictions. And a lot of people have agreed with that. But I mentioned this and they disagreed with it, or they flipped out. It's because they don't understand the consistency on this issue. And they're mad that I'm consistent on this issue. And this is why I say, don't worry, I'll get to you. Side of the Trump thing as well. Like, I say something about against leftists and you get these, and then I say something about, which is inevitable, about conservatives or Trump, and they just start flipping out because they were wrongfully under some expectation that my job is to cater to their demographic, protect their little world, their feelings of the world. But this is the post, just kind of showing that, this is the recent X-Men run because I'm getting caught up. She's darker skin. That's Bishop as well, by the way, and they're about the same color. And That's just what it is. You know, they're not biracial. But going through some of these comments, some of these people are flipped the hell out. Like this guy right here. I feel like a lot of black people like to attack this issue, but if you compare her skin to Black Panther and Monica Rambeau, you'll see that they look darker than that. First of all, it's not true. You can look at the Mighty Avengers or the even the Ultimates, and you can see that there's not that big of a contrast, a difference between their skin tone. But either way, just because you are of a slightly lighter shade does not mean that you are biracial. Does not mean that you are not a darker skinned black person, or what you even think as black, right? Not mixed. I mean, my lady is lighter than I am, but we're both dark skinned. You know what I mean? That's all it is. Take that into consideration. But anyway, then he mentions about her being born, or father being born in the U.S. and her being from Africa. It has nothing to do with anything. What soil they landed on doesn't necessarily change the core of what I'm saying or the position that I have. Like African American, that's why they're called African American, is because obviously their lineage traces back there. You know what I mean? Which is why you got guys like myself that are in America. Never have I been to Africa, but the lineage is traced back to Africa. I'm not white. But then he goes on, not to my black people, now to my black people, stop attacking these actors and actresses because of skin tone. Isn't it bad enough we as black people have to deal with other race demonizing us? We don't need our own brothers and sisters to be doing the same thing as. All right, anyway. First of all, there's no we in this. Like, I think that's the hilarious part of this, is that there's always this we, as if me being black has anything to do with what I'm saying. Doesn't matter what color skin mine is. That doesn't change what Storm is. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know the black people in my damn neighborhood. I don't know you like that, man. I don't know you like that. There's no we in this. Like, we black don't mean, we're the same even. Like, black people are way more diverse in terms of thought than a lot of people give them credit for. Not just monolith, or not just everybody is the same type of approach. That's not how it works. But no, I got comments like this. Right there, this guy disagree or caring about the degree, of blackness is where you lose it. Like, I've never not cared about that. Like, I've never not done a video about somebody being depicted as something that they're not. Nitpicky, stupid comments. Like, but this is not everybody saying this. I'm just saying this is on my community wall that I posted, and a lot of people just like this guy. Like, well, this is his opinion, but she could be Asian. Like, maybe talking, I don't know, Southeast Asian, maybe from Papua, New Guinea. Like, I don't know what he's maybe suggesting, but that's something that's core. Look, this is the funny thing is that I've always talked about stop with the race changes and develop and expand upon black characters that already exist if the idea is to have these black characters. I can't be consistent and say that and not say, all right, well, be accurate still to those black characters. That's not how this works. Just make, there's not a shortage of black actresses, bro. Like, it's not a shortage of it. Now, this guy's a good one. It's funny seeing all this anti-woke stuff. Like, why haven't you covered Monica Rambeau before? Great character. But you don't care to show her greatest until Captain Marvel shows up with politics? Why not before? But now it matters. Like, so basically what he's saying is that I'm only covering Monica Rambeau because there's a political slant and angle with it. Basically, say I had no interest in a character before she appeared on film. Okay, first of all, I have not covered comic stuff on this channel. Well, I've only done it in less than a year, right? That's been a time span. This channel has been active since I was a teenager, but it wasn't until last year when I started making comic-based YouTube videos. And even if I started right in 2007 with comic book YouTube, there's no way I could touch on every single character. Even to this day, I have not done videos on some of my favorite characters. And my favorite, I mean the characters that I like the most. There's only a handful of them. I haven't done solo videos on them. I've done solo videos on Blade and stuff like that, but I haven't done videos on Ghost Rider. I haven't done videos on Wolverine. I've done more videos on people that even I dislike, or not necessarily dislike, or they're not my favorite. Excuse me, like Thanos. I don't dislike Thanos, but I have more Thanos videos than I have on any character on my channel. Thanos isn't even my favorite villain. So yes, if a movie comes out, of course I'm more incentivized to do it because people are talking about it. People are going to be more interested in this content. But that doesn't mean that that is for one of my favorite, and doesn't mean that there aren't characters that I cared about that I haven't covered. It's a stupid comment, but this is what happens. Stupid comments. These bring out stupid comments. Again, there are some people that are like, look, man, he's 100% right. It's just consistent matter. It's not everybody that's saying. But let me see if I can. Me and this Apocalypse guy was going back and forth, and let me see if I can get. I know because I just got on one. Like this guy, fucking crybabies will cry over anything these days. Put Whoopi Goldberg in that spot. No, Whoopi Goldberg shouldn't play Storm, by the way. Doesn't matter if she's ugly as long as she's precise to the skin tone from the comics. Unsub, tired of just race baiting shitbags. And then he says to turn off the replies. Like, I don't have that option to do that. But anyway, it just goes to show that people, once their little narrative is shattered, they rage quit. And the funny thing is, there's nothing that I said that wasn't already consistent to the material that I posted. This is why I say I get to you when I get to you. And this guy, I've been reading a lot of these comments, and my guy, you are picking your battles. You will never be satisfied with anything before you reply, let me guess what this have to do with anything. Yeah. It's funny because he knew that, right? He knew that I was going to say this. Like, you say this is a complete non sequitur. It's a non-argument. Yeah, I'm going to ask you, hey, what the fuck are you talking about? But this guy, a lot of people saying like, oh, well, she is light-skinned. This is not true. It's simply not true. I'm not saying she's had the exact same skin tone, but she's never been light-skinned. That's just not her color. You definitely, if you go, you can even go from back to the cartoons to her first appearances. She's always been a darker-skinned black person. It's just what she is, which makes more sense. But let me see. There was one that was really good. If I can get here. Like, it was so crazy, but it did embody about, I guess, a lot of what some of these comments are. Now, anyway. While I get what you mean, mixed visually, I implore you to take a DNS 20% for, like, oh my God, like, all right, that's something that is completely beside the point. But all right, this guy, I thought this was just going to be a comic review channel, right? When has this ever been? Like, if you go to my homepage right now, whoops. If you go to my homepage, this shot says Liberty Gaming Comics Music. But there's nothing here that suggests that, and Liberty is ironically first, because that is the most important to me. But I'm going to talk about whatever the hell I want to talk about. Just checked out, saw just another weirdo obsessed with imposing his ideologies on everyone and call him stupid for doing the same. Like, what does that have to do with me saying that Storm should be defeated? That Storm, he got all of that from me posting a picture that Storm is dark skinned. But see, anyways, you have fun crying over character skin tone in a comic as if you're above the social justice warriors who cry over the same garbage. See, this is the thing, though, right? And this is how these guys don't understand consistency. Like, my issue, or things that I've talked about, has always been, with regards to race, as far as some of these characters, have been race changes, which is inaccurate depictions of these characters. be it, it doesn't matter who it is, right? I'm just saying they're needless. You don't need to have these race changes. So it's not about being above anybody. The race, the SJWs, the problem is that they would rather emphasize race to the point to where they tokenize characters. I'm not asking for anybody to be tokenized. I'm not asking for anybody to be. This is actually doubles down on the point that I just like. Why am I against the race changes? It's because they're inaccurate depictions of these characters. You know what I mean? Like, this is me being consistent. But this guy doesn't understand this. A lot of these guys don't understand it. They don't understand the consistent aspect. My issue with this, and what I've always said, just make something true to the source material. It doesn't have to be exactly like the comics. But her coming from Kenyan lineage is why the character has the powers that she has in the first place. Even like this is important, bro. And it's needless. There are no shortage of actors that can play these characters that are of the same race as these characters. I mean, unless they're like aliens or anything like that. Then it's like whatever. But it's funny because remember I did that video on Starfire? Remember I said Starfire is not a dark-skinned black woman? She's not a black woman at all, but she's being played not just by a black woman, which is no problem with that, but she's being depicted as a black woman in Titans. That's not what she is. Oh, you hate, got a problem. I was like, hey, maybe you probably should have just got a lighter skinned black person. It just did some makeup on her to make her more bronze-ish, like she is in the comics. Oh, like he hates dark skinned women. And now I say this, which is me essentially doubling down, having the same exact logic, but now it's just with Storm. Oh, now you got a problem with this. It's like, it's just consistency, people. It's just consistency. There's no shortage of these of black actresses. There's no shortage of white actors or actresses. There's no shortage of even Asians actresses and actors. Like, you can get players, get characters to play these characters that are of the same race as that they are in the comics. It's not a difficult thing. It is not. It is not a difficult thing, and it's not difficult. It's not a preposterous to ask that the character be depicted as such. But I guess what I want you to take from this video, if anything, is that when I am in being consistent in how I view something, it will inevitably come with me saying something that may piss you off, right? It's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen. Certainly when you consider from the political side that I'm like an anarcho-capitalist, I do prioritize ragging on leftists because I am a former leftist, and I do feel like they, certainly in the subcultures that I'm involved in, they're more of the threat. But that doesn't mean that there won't be a time where I criticize somebody like a Republican or a conservative, like I have, or something that they cling to, like military or police officers. But I'm not going to split this channel, and I'm not going to adjust how it is that I view things for the simple fact, or trying just to coddle your feelings or even pander to you. It's not how this works here at Young Group 5's channel. But that's going to wrap it up here. Just wanted to say that I'm going to do videos like this a lot. It's just kind of funny. Y'all need to get a grip, babe. But it's not everybody. It's just that a lot of people understand. Oh, he's been saying this for the longest. Just make things accurate to the source material in terms of the depiction of these characters. It's not difficult to expect. I mean, hell, you can get somebody that has lineage. Even I'm pretty sure there's actors that have mother or father even born in Africa, with them and their other parent being born in America that are still black. I'm pretty sure there's not even a shortage even of that demographic in terms of actors and actresses. That's all, man. Let's go wrap it up, man. Do a lot of videos like this going on in the future, diving into some things, man. But until next time, y'all boys and gals, be easy.